This is the sacred sites, my Pecha Kucha. Um, we'll just hit the ground running with it. The first image here we have is Buffalo Child Stone or Mr. Cine. They say that, well, oral history kind of says that this was a big stone that um, years ago that there used to be sun dances around it, the gathering of teepees before it was turned into and blowed up for Lake Diefenbaker. That it was, eventually that the idea of the stone was that it was um, a human was turned into a stone because of the buffalo that took care of him. And this is an image of Mr. Cine at the bottom of Lake Diefenbaker because they found remnants and they actually blew it up in 1960 or something. This is another part of it. Um, that's near Foam Lake or around that area, Elbow. Um, but yeah, this is one of like there's lots of oral history, lots of different or a few different variations of how that stone came to be. Um, right, and a lot of these images, the first like are about just connection and the strength we had to the land. This aerial view is Medicine Wheel. They couldn't quite say exactly where this was located. There's um another image here as well. You could see that there's different TP rings. And then I think that's what they were kind of using for markers, or and just the way that the people were nomadic. Here's another big stone. This is Bearhead Rock for one because it looks like a big bear. And the other idea behind it is that it used to crawl, or it used to travel across the lake. Um, so and it moves big and slow. Or just another image about just the connection to land. This is Wanascawan Park. There's another a really old medicine wheel there as well, but just how people would come together and celebrate life and be in contact with each other. This is from Saint Victor. They're kind of saying this is a really interesting kind of image because the idea is that there's a buffalo in the middle, and then the buffalo stone, and the etching on the sides are its ribs cage. There's even more that happened in Saint Victor. There's a petroglyph provincial park, um, and from you can see it from this angle, but it's this angle that you can see that there's more. There's a close-up view of pre-contact rock carvings, right? So just the whole idea of you know moving along the lands, marking their territory, trying to kind of have some kind of preservation of what they were doing. This even can be attributed to the idea of um, written language, um, and just combating that myth that indigenous people in North America didn't really have like written languages, but we did. Like the idea is similar to hieroglyphics. Here's another picture of Lamatu Lake Erratic. There's just a few of those erratics that are really interesting. Here's a thunderbird. And just making that connection to those thunderbird stories we've heard. This is up in Reindeer Lake, and this side of a big hill. And they couldn't quite date that image. Wanted to talk a little bit about Cypress Hills, right, just continuing like the connection to the land and the spirit within. But this one, there's lots of stories about Cypress Hills and just a few things that I've kind of heard. There's a story of Jesus and Wasaki. That guy. I'm not going to say it because it's not went there. There's a story that they talked together. Here's some kind of like other rocks that were found that are just different. Um, and and there's another, just because there's that landscape's so different, but they say that this is an area where people would used to set up teepees and come and make offerings and kind of stuff, but they were very cautious about it. Um, Castle Butte 20 is just another kind of different, um, uh, what's the word? Um, Site that kind of sticks out differently, right? I haven't heard too much about this one because it's more southern, but it's pretty, it's different. There's the Waters Lake, and I've heard the story behind a little bit that there might have been like an angel that fell in the lake from, and then all of a sudden now this lake has healing properties. Right, so into the whole water spirit and Nipi Matis when Edge Water's life. And then just the stars. This image was taken from Grasslands National Park, and they say that this is like one of the better places if you ever want to go stargazing because of how dark it is. And then just lastly finish with this image of the 8 warriors that were hung for their alleged participation in Northwest Resistance of 1885. Right, and this was like a demonstration. Canada just trying to flex their power and saying like we pretty much own you guys, up in North Battleford, and um, yeah. So just kind of like the whole idea of their bodies are done with, but their spirits continue on. Um, and yeah, like the whole this whole Pecha Kucha thing is pretty tough because it's like so much information in 20 seconds and in a slide. This is my citations or my images where I got them from, and yeah, there's a lot more that can be said and that could be elaborated on, and a lot of um stems from just questions from the resources and the stuff we've learned, just making uh being a good student and wanting to question and learn more. So yeah.